Snugglebug. Hi. What time is it? Oh, it's late. You sound very awake. Way too awake. Have you been awake this whole time? Are you feeling okay? Maybe? I don't like the sound of that. Is it your body or your spirit that doesn't feel right? It's not silly. It's a shortcut. You've got to know where it hurts before you can know why it hurts. You don't know? That's okay. That is what we're going to try to figure out. Just take a minute and think. Where is it on your body? Where is this bad feeling? Is it in your chest? Yeah, in your throat? Oh, it feels tight, like you can't breathe? If I scooch over here and put my hand on your sternum and press down just a little bit, does that feel better or worse? Take a few breaths and then get back to me. How does that feel? It feels better? It seems like your mind is stressing about something and your body is reacting to that. Because you also feel very warm to the touch. What's on your mind, my love? You're thinking about the past? Didn't we figure out that after 9 p.m., thinking about anything sad or upsetting or trying to problem solve is just a bad idea? You're in a much better position to work through that stuff during the day. If you need to distract your mind, you can watch something on your phone. You know, I can sleep through anything. Oh, okay. It's that bad, huh? Well, if it won't go away, maybe we can figure out what it wants. Like those friendly ghosts in TV shows that get trapped on Earth until the mystery is solved. What's on your mind? Why do you feel bad talking about it? Baby, I don't get tired of hearing you talk. I'm glad that you talk to me. Now, what do you feel guilty about? Oh, you do? You feel guilty for being with your ex. What about that makes you feel guilty? Because you were with someone so awful and you should have left sooner? Remember what your therapist said about judgment statements? Instead of saying you should have left sooner, just say you didn't leave sooner. If you just state the facts, it will let you assess the situation without evaluating it first. You feel guilty. They were bad. You didn't leave right away. Right or wrong, that's what happened. Sometimes we judge ourselves too quickly or incorrectly, and it can keep us from healing. So you knew they had issues, but you ignored it for a long time. Well, the staying is a whole different issue. But first of all, you shouldn't feel guilty for the choices that they made. We can't control others. We can only control ourselves. And they decided to make their own bad decisions, and that had nothing to do with you. I know that after you broke up, you found out a lot of other stuff about them. Stuff you didn't know was going on while you were dating because they were a pretty good liar. And a lot of your friends came and told you about it after you broke up. How your ex was being super mean to your friends and harassing them. And your friends just assumed you knew all that was going on and were okay with it. But I know you wouldn't be okay with that if you had known. And it's kind of crappy that your friends assumed you'd just be okay with something like that happening. Baby, I know you've gone through it all in your head, trying to figure out how you could have acted differently and somehow changed your ex's really terrible behavior. But you're looking back on it all, knowing what you know now, and with some really good therapy under your belt. You have to remember that you had a lot less support then, and you really were doing the best you could with what you had at the time. You can't judge your past self based on what your present self knows and is capable of, because it's two completely different people. You took a long time to leave. And I know a lot of people probably did wonder why you didn't just leave. And they didn't get how you could stay in such a bad situation. And maybe for someone like them, it would be really simple to just have walked away. But baby, I know how you grew up. I know how your parents and the rest of your family treated you. They were mean. They were neglectful. They made you feel bad about things that weren't your fault. They often made you feel bad for things that were their fault. And everyone else saw your family and didn't know anything was wrong, because the way your family acted around other people was completely different than how they acted at home. They treated you so badly, and then they told you that you were lucky and that things could be way worse and that you should be grateful. And they told you that was love. So when your ex came along and they were mean to you and neglectful and treated you like garbage, it was all familiar. Everyone else thought your ex was so charming and sweet, but they were kind to everyone except you. Well, and near the end of things, they started being mean to your friends. And when you tried to talk to your ex and tell them that you needed something better, they told you no one else would love you and that you should be grateful. And they told you that was love, just like your family did. I know you thought that if you left, you would just end up with the next abusive person. You thought everyone was nice in public and abusive behind closed doors because that's all that you had known. So why would you leave if that's all there is? So many people told you that you were lucky to be with your ex, and that must have been really confusing. You had no idea that some people in relationships were happy and felt safe and supported and took care of each other. So I know it's easy for people to think you should have just left sooner. But that's because they knew there was something better. But you didn't. You didn't have that life experience. And you were doing the best you could with what you had. And that is not something to feel guilty about. It makes me sad, but guilt doesn't belong here. I'm really proud of you because after a lifetime of being treated poorly, you were strong enough to walk away. You figured out that you would be better off alone than with people who didn't appreciate you. And it took so much courage to distance yourself from your abusive family, and so much courage to walk away from your ex. And baby, you never have to feel that way again. You can always walk away, and you will never be trapped because you know a lot of things you didn't know back then. You realized you're worth more than that. You've been through a lot of crap that no one deserves to go through. And now you're somewhere better, somewhere that your true and stunning self can grow and flourish. You're free. And I feel like the luckiest person in the world to be able to watch you transform into the person you are now. This is your time. And now no one can take that away from you. Not them, not me, not anyone. Because you finally know who you are. And you are terrifying to people who are looking for someone to hurt because they know they can't touch you. You can spot their tactics from a mile away. I love you so much, baby. I'm grateful to be in your life. I'll always be here standing next to you. And I am so excited to keep looking forwards to the future because there are so many new adventures out there. There's a lot of bad stuff behind you. But the good stuff, the best stuff, it's all out there. And we're gonna go get it.